First, it helps to turn on the microphone. And I'm going to take these things off. We're going to do some new things. Kurt helped me out a little bit on the Discord. If you're not on the Discord server yet, I'm sure Devastator can put a link up for it. We're all here to learn. And the other night we were talking on Discord, and Kurt was like, man, there's one thing you got to fix in OBS. So we're going to try that fix tonight and actually see if it makes, well, I'm sure it's going to look better. Because before I always had to go to that screen and then click out of it. And it was a mess. I didn't know how to fix it. But that's the point in the server. We can all share knowledge, if that makes sense. So I know, I think we got like 12 people in there. And it's going to grow, guys. Trust me. Just like the channel, people subscribe. Not every subscriber comes into the stream. Some people just watch the videos. You got new people coming in. So I think as people come in, as long as we can, pound it in people's head that we do have an open server and this is an open format live stream on Saturdays and Thursdays. Isn't that awful? I don't know what day it is. Thursday nights and Saturday nights. I should know that it's not Saturday because I have to work tomorrow. Isn't that awful? But my point in all this is we're sharing ideas. And what I don't know, maybe Devastator knows, or Jerry knows, or Niles knows. And it all gets thrown into the soup bowl and we mix it up. And hopefully, when it's done cooking, we've learned something. So I made some changes in OBS. It's just one simple change. I do want to get some guys together. And what I would like to do, I talked about it once before. I want to try to, like in the OBS window or Discord. You got the four-way split screen. I think that we could do that in OBS, and I can link it, link the Discord server into OBS, and then have multiple people on the live stream. Certain nights talk about live sound reinforcement. I think Kurt would be good at that. Each person here has a skill set, and we can all share that information to other people. Let me get the chat window open and see who all's in here. So as of right now, it looks like Niles was the first person to chat. Time surfing Alan, he don't like the clap. Then we got Jupe, Devastator, Pentagor's in the group. We got Vox Guitars Rocks in the group. Oh, low volume on the mic. Okay, I'm cranking it up. Cranking it up. That should be pretty close. Check, check. I don't want to go too much higher than that because if I move, actually, let me move the mic. We were doing the Discord thing, so I got everything all kind of set and weird. I forgot about that. I've noticed that I have better luck. Ooh, I'm overgaining now. I've noticed that I have better luck if I completely shut my computer down about 20 minutes before the stream, do a fresh restart, start my Mevo cams on their app, then start OBS. Well, I guess the first thing I do is set up the YouTube stream. That's usually about 2 hours ahead when I actually set it up. Then I get the Mevos up and running. Then I get OBS up and running. But it seems to be, it works a little better if I restart the computer before the stream. So I guess the funny thing here is, if you guys couldn't tell, I was playing the Funny Honeys Ibanez at the beginning of the stream. I do have some sad news. The white Ibanez was dropped off today. It was dropped off at UPS. It is on its way. It's on its journey back to Fort Wayne, Indiana, back to Sweetwater. If you're not on the Discord server, you wouldn't see the pictures. They're on Linnell's phone, so I really can't put them on the computer to share on the stream. Didn't have enough time to do that. But if you go to the Discord server to scroll up, and I think we got like 5 pictures that we posted, and I took pretty close photos of the things that I found on the guitar. The first thing I picked up on the live review, there was a blemish on one of the pickup covers. Well, actually, all the pickup covers were not so good. The next thing I noticed, we had a couple high frets. They weren't bad, but there were a couple high frets on the guitar. And that's what I saw pretty much on the live stream. After looking at the guitar, there was another problem. The Ibanez uses this flip down truss rod cover right here. So if you looked at the guitar, this was actually screwed on the headstock crooked. I could see white paint on the low E side, and it was touching the locking nut on the high E side. And it probably wasn't a 16th. It was probably a good 3/64 of an inch crooked as it was mounted from the factory. I saw that and I'm kind of like, maybe it was a Friday. And then we started looking a little more. And that guitar had this exact same, well, not this one. Let me show you the input jack because it's an S model Ibanez. So on the S model Ibanez, you've got this input jack like this that's cut into the wood. There was a small crack right here in the body. Now I know that crack was right in one of the grain joints, and from sandblasting it weakens it because it's pretty thin right there. So there was a little crack right there. No, they give me a good price on the Banshee. So we had a crack there. And we also had a little spot right here on the neck pocket seam on the lower side. Now, you'd think I would be done finding nitpicky problems, but I think the problem that really took me over the edge was I found a ding in one of the frets. And I'm not even going to say it was a tooling mark. It looked like it looked like a drill bit, a gouge. And what was funny, there was no sharp edges to it. So that's telling me whoever at the factory dressed the frets polished that damaged fret and never saw it without strings. Now, my excuse is I was doing a live review. It's pretty dark in here when I'm doing live reviews. It's nighttime. And I'm trying to get through the review. I had unboxed the guitar, went straight into the review. Absolutely no time. That's why if you watch my video reviews, I'm with the guitar at least 2 weeks. And I'm recording footage, I'm looking at the guitar. You know, if I make a mistake on the weight, all the little dumb things that happens, it gives me more time with the instrument, more time to pick it up. You know, it's not fresh eyes on a new instrument. So when I saw the ding on the fret, I was like, okay, there's just one too many issues on this guitar at $1,500 to keep it. Um, I, I think everyone on Discord agreed with me. I did like the guitar. I think it played nice. Um, I guess my final thoughts on the one that I received, not worth $1,500. If it didn't have any of the issues that I found, okay, is it worth $1,500? Believe it or not, guys, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say a big NO. And the reason I'm going to say that is, I guess I'm a little tainted. I had just reviewed an American Made Jackson. The American Made Jackson neck was better. Granted, it's a $600 more for that guitar. Um, I shouldn't even compare it to the Jackson. Let's just compare it to other Ibanez models. They have three different signature S models, okay? And the white one that I received, the PWM, that's a signature model as well. If you look, what's it? Mega. What's the name of that band on the other one, hun? Megadeth. It was a guitar player for Megadeth. He actually has three models. He has a very cheap one for $550. It's basically this guitar with the uh, Goto licensed Floyd Rose Bridge. Okay, I'm pretty sure that one has the Infinity R pickups. It's like $550. That's the cheapest one. Then they have this guitar with a center pickup and the Edge tremolo. That one's at like $699. Then they have one with a flat finish with DiMarzio pickups at $1,000. Okay, still the Edge tremolo, center pickup, DiMarzio loaded. Okay, I think if you're looking for DiMarzio pickups, the Zero Edge bridge in the S body, the $900 one is the one to get. It's basically this model without the Ibanez pickups, with the Edge tremolo, not the. They're both Goto, but the one has the nicer edge. Then you have the PWM 20, which is $1,500, and then you have a model above that. Okay, that's like $1,700. It looks just basically the exact same specs as the $1,000 one. Okay, then they have one for $3,200, which is also the Megadeth guy's guitar. Uh, Looking at the $699 price point and the $1,000 one, what you're getting, everyone knows these Quantums and their R pickups are pretty good. Um, I just don't see. I don't see the added. I don't see the $600 or basically $550 price difference between the matte finish blue with the DiMarzio pickups and the Edge bridge over the PWM. I'm not seeing it. So even without the problems, I just I don't think it's worth that. And now you're going, well, you had to know it only had two pickups. You had to know all these things. I was searching for this guitar, two pickups, just two humbuckers with a bridge. That's the only one Ibanez makes with just two humbuckers and a bridge. And I think it's a little overpriced, even if it come perfect. That's just my opinion. Someone else may have a completely different opinion. Um, but that's not why I sent it back, guys. If that guitar wouldn't have had the problem with the dinged fret, all the frets were straight, and it didn't have the truss rod cover that was mounted on the guitar crooked, the bad trim rings around the pickups. When you start listing it out, it's like seven different items. I've reviewed $200 budget guitars that had maybe one issue. So I'm looking at, well, if they can make a $200 or $300 guitar, and I've had them on the channel, it's just like, this guitar is flawless. The pickups are, okay. They're okay. But it's a $200 or $300 guitar. Put a set of pickups in it for $100 and it's awesome. Even this guitar for $450. You know, so I'm looking at what your dollar can actually buy you and what that guitar had to offer and the problems it had, and I was just like, nope, I can't do this. So I did call him, and now I didn't mean to be short on what the Banshee cost, but I was getting to it. I called him, and if you're on the Discord server, I think I posted a link of a black LTD. It was on sale last weekend for $1,299. And believe it or not, that LTD, it was neck through, but it had the painted back neck. It had a single coil humbucker, like a hot rail, up near the neck, and a TB4 Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge position. 100% my kind of guitar. When I called him, I said, look, this guitar was on sale. There was no wiggle room. Okay, it went up $200, and he was telling there's no wiggle room in that guitar. I can't discount that guitar at all if you want to switch. And I'm sitting there going, well, how could they have sold it for $12.99 3 days ago? And then after I thought about it, it was probably something ESP LTD did. They were probably saying, okay, if you sell these guitars and this window frame, we're going to give you credit on your next order. See, when Sweetwater gets that, it's already paid for. It's already on their account, their finance account. So they can't go in there and just take money out of the finance account. That doesn't work that way. But when Sweetwater places another order, LTD can go, okay, when you sell this 87 model, that's what it was, the Model 80, Heritage 87. When you sell this model, we're going to give you a $200 credit. So on their next order, if they order $20,000 worth of guitars and they sold 5 of those guitars, they get a $1,000 credit on their next order. Evidently, that's what was going on because he was like, I can't discount that guitar. So then I'm like, well, poo. Well, what about this Schecter? And we're going over it. He goes, I can work with you on the Schecter. And I was like, okay, they've already sent me a guitar. They're going to pay the return shipping of the Ibanez back to Fort Wayne. And now they're going to send me this guitar. So I was like, well, I'll meet you halfway. I'll pay the shipping for the guitar back to Sweetwater. And he said, no. We get good shipping rates. That's part of our policy. I'll send you an RA. You don't have to pay anything to ship the guitar back. And we'll ship the new guitar, whichever one you want, for free. And you'll still get the 2-year full warranty just like you did on the last one. And he said, look, I'll sell you this Schecter for the exact same price. That way there's no money crossing, and I'm paying shipping 3-way, and I'm giving you a $150 discount on this guitar. And he asked me if that was okay, and I said, I think that's way more than fair. So I took the deal. Should I have bought a lesser expensive guitar? There's two ways that I can look at that. The more expensive guitar that I purchased from them, the more the more money is in that instrument. They've already lost three shipping fees. The shipping fee for sending me the first guitar, the RA on me sending that guitar back. Now they're shipping me another guitar. Plus they're taking 10% off the new guitar. So at a 30% mark at $1,000 instrument, that's only $300. There was no way they were going to lose money. So believe it or not, guys, to think about that. Some people are just like, well, I don't care if they lose. Well, you may not want to make them lose, but at least put them in a situation to where they can break even. Okay? It's a win for them because they're making you happy. They didn't make any money. They're just breaking even. Now they're getting this Ibanez back, so they could sell it as B stock or something like that, or put it on the Plek, or discount it out and recoup. Now remember, this has nothing to do with the price of the Ibanez, so they have the option to send that back to the factory and get a credit, or, like I said, sell it as B stock and just try to get, again, break even on that instrument. I am just trying to get them in a position to where they can break even on the new guitar. So after weighing it out, I thought the Schecter was a better purchase than the LTD. One, he gave me $150 off the Schecter, and he couldn't do anything on the LTD. Since there's more wiggle room on the Schecter, that means more profit for them. So that profit that they were going to make can go into the shipping that they lost on the other two guitars. That's my little squirrel brain trying to make it work. I don't know what your all's thoughts are on that, but it's the Mach 6 Banshee is the one that I picked out, and it has the reverse burst, so it's black in the center and then goes out to nothing on the ends, and I believe it's a flame maple top on that guitar. It is neck through body, and it has a standard burst on the back of the guitar. So since we're on the stream, I'll go to Sweetwater. Since Kirk did help me out with OBS, let me see if I can pull it up in my account, which I'm sure I can. You guys will not be able to pull up the guitar because it's listed as sold now. So I'm going under order history. Logging in right now. Computer slow today. Okay, now we're going to try Kurt's little trick. So you should not see multiple screens on your browser right now. I should be able to go and hit this button, and you guys instantly see the guitar with my little squirrely face over here in the corner. I'm going to move myself over here. Now this is my salesman. That's Alex. And Alex was 100% cool with everything. I was honest with Alex. I think he was honest with me. I can't say anything negative whatsoever towards Sweetwater. So this guitar weighs 7 pounds, 1 ounces. 1 ounce, 1 ounces. This is you know what? You can't in that window. I can't click on it like that, can I? So this is the headstock. And it has Roman numerals for I've never owned a guitar that has without dots or squares. So this will be my first guitar that has something kind of different on the neck. And then this is the back of the guitar. Yeah, these are a weird pickup, guys. Let me scroll down, and you guys put in the comments if Kurt said he had heard of these pickups. I can't even pronounce it. Right there's the pickup, bridge pickup, Lundgren M6 humbucker. So if anyone knows what that, if they've heard of that brand, and of course the neck pickup is a Sustainiac, just like my um, Sun Valley Super Shredder had. So we can see that it has 24 extra jumbo frets, which will be cool. This will also be the first guitar that I've personally owned with extra jumbo frets. So 25.5 scale length, I'm used to that. And a 12 to 16 pound compound radius. I do think that's my favorite. Although I do like 10 to 14, but 12 to 16, I can deal with that. It is neck through construction. Ultra thin U is the neck shape, and it's roasted maple and purple heart on the neck. Now, going over with this with the guy at Sweetwater, this is a Floyd Rose 1500 series locking tremolo. Now, I was under the impression that the 1500 was basically a 1000 that they had put stainless steel hardware on. Well, if you look at this, it's not just the saddles, it's the base plate, the saddles, the screws, the whole piece, and the posts are made out of stainless steel on this model. So this is also going to be my first Floyd Rose tremolo that I'll have the opportunity to play with a stainless steel base plate. I've only used the hardened steel ones. I have done hardened steel with the stainless steel saddles, but I've never had a complete stainless steel bridge. And if you're unaware, in my building and servicing guitars, something I've noticed, stainless steel has a little brighter sound to it. So I know when I do stainless steel saddles, I try to enlarge the brass block on the bottom side of the tremolo to kind of take that edge off. So I'm kind of curious if this pickup is a darker sounding pickup, and with the stainless steel base plate and saddles, whether they've compensated for that with this type pickup. I'm really curious to see what this guitar sounds like. If it sounds bright, or what this, if they thought about that. Because stainless is a little brighter. So this is the edge of the guitar. I thought this, Kurt and I were talking about this the other night. Look at that crisp edge on that top. They did not use a binding. That's a sand line. Now, granted, I get it, every guitar is going to be different, but that sand line going around that horn, that's very difficult to create a round over like that and keep it consistent. So when the machine goes around it with a 32nd or 1/16th or 3/30, whatever their round over is, once you sand it, you can get imperfections in that round over and that broken edge. So sanding it and keeping that edge, look at that edge all the way down. I mean, it's hopefully, well, supposedly this is the guitar they're sending me. See, we're on the sold one. Now, if you go to Sweetwater, this serial number will not show up. So this is in my purchase history. So we are looking supposedly at my guitar. And you can see right here where my pointer is, you can see a sanding error. Notice the black line right there where it is. Look at the larger picture to the right, but use the one on the left to see where I'm pointing. And you're going to see that that gets a little wider. Now, am I being stupid picky? Yes, I'm being stupid picky right there. But that's when I say sanding errors in a laminate top without binding. It has to be perfect to keep that radius offset line from the veneer to the side consistent. It has to be right. And I do see a little variation right inside the corn there. I have no issues with that because I do woodworking, and I know how quickly that can happen on a veneer. But looking at this side here where my pointer is, that is flawless in the picture. That is just a beautiful edge. If we go to this picture and we zoom in, going all the way down, look at how nice and crisp that is. The book match on this one was also, I thought, just a little better. If you look at the book match here.
They can't see it because you're in the way.
Because I'm in the way. Okay. Well, hold on here. You can tell that I'm a newbie at OBS. There we go. Let me put myself over here. Okay. So let me go back to that photo. I'm going to go back to the other window. So if you look down through here, right where my pointer, all the way around, how crisp that edge is. And I'm looking at the black line before it goes into the side of the guitar, from the veneer to the side of the guitar. And then I don't know if you saw the top, right where my pointer is, there's a little sanding error right there. And you can see it better in this photo. So look at the photo on the right, but look at the one on the left to see where my pointer is. Okay? Then look at the photo on the right, and you're going to see that the black line right after the veneer going into the horn pocket gets a little thicker right there. And that's a sanding error. But like I said, I don't have an issue with that. I know how difficult it is to do veneers like this. And I'm highly impressed that a production-based guitar it looks that good. We'll know more when it gets here. But if you look at these two models, if you look at the book match, they don't look as nice. The book match on the one that I picked out, I feel is nicer. That's why I kind of like Sweetwater. You can kind of look at the ones they have and go, okay, I like this top. The top on the guitar can make it or break it. I was looking for, Sweetwater's got their own color on the Epiphone LP. It's like a bourbon burst or something. It's a Sweetwater only color. I guess it was about a year and a half ago. I saw one. I fell in love with it. I didn't order it. And I have been looking for that guitar ever since. They get 5 or 6 in at a time. Every time they get some in, I look at the tops, trying to find one that has another beautiful top like the previous one I saw. The issue is it's a $700 guitar, and they're not using AAA grade tops on them. I think I just got lucky a year and a half ago, and they happened to get a really good one in. If they do get a good one in, I might order one because it is a beautiful LP guitar. But this is what I ordered, and this is the back case I was covering it up. It's a standard burst, and you can see the Purple Heart stripes in the neck. So this neck should be more stable than the PWM as well, since it's a 5-piece neck. We'll see. The return label said 2-day air shipping, so I don't know if UPS runs up there. I think their shipping and receiving department works on Saturdays. If they don't get it on Saturday, it'll definitely be there on Monday. So they would probably ship this out on Tuesday. So I'm thinking it should be here before not this Saturday, but next Saturday's stream. So that's my replacement. We're going to see what it does. Let me go back to my YouTube window here. Actually, go back to this. So hopefully Kurt now is happy. He doesn't have to look at the multiple windows pop, 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 going into the background. He was like, man, you got to fix this. So hopefully that's acceptable. Well, baby steps, guys. Baby steps. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to get a little better each week. So what's your guys' thoughts on that? He's fine on mine, Birdman. Ha, silly me. I'm looking. Avery's missing his head.
That's because Birdman moved a window to see a chat box on his own.
Oh. You like my coffee cup, guys? This is my motto. I was getting down in the dumps, a couple times. Everyone knows that had a pretty hard time a couple years ago with my parents. They moved in, dementia, Alzheimer's, and the funny honey, she got me this cup. It was stressful, and she got me this. So now when I get up in the morning, I drink my coffee and I wake up and be awesome and repeat, and it keeps me going. I get up, I hobble out of the house, and I go. I feel like the guys got to get up, got to make the donuts, and every time, little sentimental things like that mean a lot to me, guys. And that's how this live stream is getting. Like, I go to the Discord server, and I look at Skype and Teams, and the people that I've met here, and the relationships that I guess, created or stumbled upon or found, however you want to put it, and it's life changing in a lot of different ways. It gives you something to kind of look forward to, whether it's listening to someone else get excited on something that they're trying, or just somebody that's into, like Kurt's really into live sound. And man, when he gets going on Discord, the other night he was helping Jupe out with his interface, and just listening to Kurt, go through the steps and helping Jupe, it was like, wow, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the live streams and Kurt and Jupe being able to get in the live stream and talk and create that relationship. So it's cool. It makes me. I was just sitting back going, wow, that's so cool. Jupe's a lot like me. Some things we're really good at, and there are other things we're just like, wow, I can't get this to work. So it's nice to have, friends like that can pull you through. Devastator says, I'm excited to get the Assault. That's going to be a killer edition. That's a badass guitar. That's a really awesome guitar. You're going to love it. A55, that's what I meant. That's an awesome guitar. That was the second one. When I picked that one up and played it, I was like, yeah, this one's got the magic. This one's going home. Birdman says, if the replacement is defecto, I'll return it too and do something else. Yeah, that was a thought that I had on the Sweetwater thing. I said, wouldn't that really suck if this other one come in and there was a major issue with the new one? But I guarantee you, Alex has called down to the warehouse and they have pulled that guitar out of the box, and they're going to make sure that it's right, because they're not going to want to eat shipping again. I don't know that for sure, but I would think Alex has called down there and said, look, one of my customers is sending a guitar back. We're sending him another guitar. Can you go pull that guitar right now and triple check it and make sure that this thing's right before we send it out? I have a pretty good feeling that they've already done that. Mike says he picked up a Gretsch, semi-hollow, very nice and resonant. Slim neck, the only issue so far is sharp fret ends. What was the price point on that guitar, Mike? I've noticed, on what was it?
You put a link. It's on Amazon for $3.99.
$2.99.
$3.99.
Oh, $3.99. The Yamaha that I got, the RevStar, it had a couple, not the dressing on the end of the fret. Okay, not the dressing on the end, but the tail piece was sharp on the RevStar. That guitar was $550. When I did the review on the Fender Standard, it had the exact same problem as the RevStar. So I don't know if you mean like the fret dressing or if it's like fret sprout. 400 new. Yeah. So you know how to do that. You can fix that thing up. Dress up the end of the frets, especially if you like it. That's what counts. If you like it, then go with it. I haven't played my hollow body in a while, guys. It's probably not even near in tune. Let me go get that guitar. I'll switch the amp over to a crunchy sound. So everybody, this is my hollow body. This is a 2004 Epiphone Dot. And you notice this one says Gibson right on the headstock. Gibson. Great guitar if you can find one. I think it was from 2002 to 2008. This version of the Dot was a fantastic guitar. Let me see what we got here. It's probably not in tune. I haven't played this guitar in, probably 2 months. Yeah, it's not in tune. Hold on. Just do a quick tune. Okay. Still out a little bit. I should make it a habit of at least every 2 weeks taking them down and playing them. That sounds awful. I may have to actually get the tuner, guys. the strings are dead too. There's something going on with it. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's just way out.
Birdman said Kalamazoo headstock.
What's that?
Kalamazoo headstock.
I don't know. They made Birdman between 2002 and 2008. Epiphone was doing some re-release stuff. Like this wasn't the standard Epiphone headstock at the time. They didn't want to make the mustache just like the Gibson, but this one wasn't like the other Epiphones. But then they stuck the Gibson truss ride cover on it. So if you look into these are the ones that everyone's kind of like trying to find. And it is a nice guitar. I'm just struggling getting it in tune. Take some of the gain out, guys. Take some of the gain out. There we go. Go up to our neck position. So if you pick soft, it'll give you a real clean sound, but if you dig in, it gets a little dirt. I don't know what you guys think. I see people are leaving the stream. They don't like hollow bodies. Plus, I don't play that well doing that kind of stuff. But you can hear how clean it is. And that actually, I've got a little gain in it, so you can. It plays more like a shred guitar as far as the action, but it has a hollow body sound. So when I'm playing it, it feels like you just want to. And it actually, Kurt was laughing at me the other day. It actually does rather well on high gain. Let's put it on high gain. So here's the guitar on high gain. Sorry guys, I got a splinter on my finger and it's killing me. You can hear, that's the neck. So if we go in our center, you can kind of hear the hollow sound that the neck has. When you use both pickups, it's a little fuller. It doesn't do bad. I don't know how well it would do on stage with amplifiers driving into the back of it, but just playing here at the house. And you can hear that it's like a slap sound that it has. Now this is the bridge. it's actually, it shouldn't be able to play stuff like that, but it actually does. And you just heard if I go to clean, it actually does clean really well. So here's our clean channel. We'll go up to our neck position. There is no dirt. This is the clean channel. I'm always making mistakes, guys. But it actually, I don't know how well it translates on YouTube because I'm going out of this little Yamaha amp right into the interface. But through my Egnator amp, thank you, Mr. Mike, for encouraging me to get an Egnator. This guitar through the Egnator just sounds stupid good. Hey, Michael, we got, if you're new to the chat, welcome. And then this is our center position. Very full sounding guitar. There, turn it up a little bit. Now, guys, I left all the effects the same, so I've got those effects for my lead channel. Literally, I just turned it over to clean, so I didn't play with it. I would take some of the delay out. Everybody, even if you only pick it up once every 6 or 7 months, everybody just needs a hollow body to just kind of, and what's great about it, it's a hollow body. So you can, without this guitar plugged into the amplifier, I'm not saying it's acoustic loud, but you can sit in the living room and you can just tool right along with no amplifier. No issues. And like you could do high gain through it. You could play it just like you would anything else. But when you're playing the cleans and these open diminished chords, that's when the guitar comes to life. Like these weird diminished. That's just a beautiful sound. I don't know. Guys, I'm only good at like doing half-baked hair metal stuff. But I like the tone of this. I can just sit and just you don't need to know what you're doing. Just just those open chords ringing out, playing soft stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. And these guitars do that open sound so well. They really do. So I'm a firm believer everybody needs one of these in their arsenal just for that reason. You know, even if your woman's got company over and oh, you can't plug into your amplifier, you pull this thing out and go, well, I don't only just play hair music. I got one of these things, and maybe you could be the party favor with it. But I just proved you can play anything on this thing. You can play the metal stuff to it. You can play the blues on it. It's just going to have its sound. It's going to add its flavor to whatever you play through it. But if you have the opportunity, 2002 to 2008, Epiphone Dot, they claim those were the best years. This is a 2004. And you can see it's in, look at the finish on it. When I saw this one at Guitar Center, in this good a shape in its year, 2004, look at how shiny the back is. The headstock. I was like, oh, that is mine. And it's hard. Some of these guitars have cracks because people just throw them in the case. They didn't care about them, or they were just beat up. So to find one in this great condition, I didn't pass up on it. And it played nice. That was the bonus. If I would have picked it up, even if it looked pretty like this and it didn't play well, I would have passed on it. But it was funny. We were going to a wedding when I picked this up. And as soon as I played it, I guess Linnell could see the little sparkle in my eyes. She goes, just get it. So this one's not going anywhere. This is one of my keeper guitars just because it's different and it plays. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. It has shred guitar action. For a hollow body, 0.07 I consider to be pretty low for a hollow body. And everyone knows I like between 0.065 and 0.07. So I didn't do any setup on this. The guy at Guitar Center up in Hagerstown, Maryland, he set the guitar up and cleaned it up when it come in on a trade-in. And I think he did a heck of a job on it. I have not messed with it. Intonation is really, really, really close. It's so close it's not worth messing with. And you can change that just by the way you fret it. You get it so close, maybe you're more aggressive today, so it's a little sharp. Tomorrow you're kind of tired and sleepy. It might be a little flat. So you got to keep that in mind too. It's depending on how you're pressing on the frets. All right, let me take my headphones off here and I'll get back to the chat. I'll put this one up on the wall. Good thing, though, I did get to tune it, so at least it'll be close to tune the next time I grab it. That guitar sounds good. So we're going to pick this guy up. Give this guitar some love, guys. If you're not familiar with this one. Again, the Funny Honey picked this one out. She got two incredible deals, pretty much back to back. And this is an awesome little guitar. I turned the gain up doing the hollow body. So let me get everything set back for this guitar. So you can see how each guitar, like I had to turn the gain different on the amplifier, and then the gain setting on the OG8 had to be changed just to get the line level right. And it's still not right because you have a couple different things going on. So I know I'm losing gain. So most likely it's the output of the Yamaha going into this one, and I'm turning up the preamp stage in here, and it sounds thin. I know what this guitar is supposed to sound like, and that sounds a little thin. So let me show you. I'm going to change the settings over here and try to get a little bit more. Now the volume, the sound that you guys hear should be pretty close to the same. So basically, I'm changing the master volume. You hear that? That's one of my, that's either the Mackie or my AG08 on the mic preamp gain thing. Well, you can tell I have a splinter in my finger. I cannot play tonight. Every time I do a hammer on, I hit that splinter. It's horrible. All right, I'm going to go back and look at the chat. Oh, we got Ted come in the group. Good to see you, Ted. So what do you guys think of the hollow body? I even forgot to ask on that. I'll try Birdman. That's Devastator. Let me see what I'm missing. A Glary. Someone was talking about. Well, thank you, Mike. He says, that's beautiful, Avery. Yeah, it's a very pretty guitar. Mikey, you can foo. Everyone is kung fu fighting. Birdman, my playing is so far half-baked, I will take my half-baked playing for both of us. How about that? I'll play half-baked for both of us. That way we're both covered. Well, thank you, Michael. Yeah, what I want to get back to is if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Um, and if you notice when you come in, you do not have to subscribe to participate in our live streams. I don't think that's cool. The only way to know if you get along, like if you guys look to your on the right hand side of your screen on the chat, these are the people that come, contribute, talk, hang out, whatever they're here doing. If you come into the chat and you have to subscribe to find out whether you fit in or whether you like the group or the discussions and the topics, that's not cool. The part is we're all musicians. You come in, you hang out, and hopefully not just me, but the people in the chat will bring you back. And if you're new, go to the main channel. We've got a ton of guitar reviews. You got to look not only under videos, but you got to look under live as well. So we have a lot of live reviews, a lot of live hangouts, and of course under videos we got all kinds of guitar tech stuff, reviews, fixing stuff. There's a lot of content. It's like almost 140 different videos at this point. And I think we're on 40 some. This is our 42nd or 43rd live stream. So we are getting up there, guys. Yeah, Birdman. You know what that is? See, I don't need YouTube to make a living. Okay? I don't, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm just a guitar player like you guys. I buy these silly things and I play them. And these silly things take all my extra money. They do. But I'm not here making a living or trying to offset my income on YouTube. That's not what I'm here for. So a lot of these guys, I guess it's more of a job to them. So they have to make money. And believe me, guys, there's times where I'm doing tech videos and stuff, and I'm kind of like, wow, I might make 100, 200, let's say $300 on this video over the next 5 years. I could do 3 guitar fret levels or dressings and make that. So I'm giving all that information away for free. I see people say that, and I get it. They get upset because people like me, we're not doing members only, charging for it. We're just giving that information away for free. I look at it this way. If you're going to be the person that grabs a fret file and you start fret filing on your guitar, most likely you're the person that's not going to gravitate towards a tech your whole life anyway. That's the way I see it. If someone's intuitive enough and they want to work on their own guitars and they want to do that, that mental attitude and that hands-on relationship that you have with tools and your guitar, that doesn't lend too well to someone going, hey, would you set up my guitar for me? Does that kind of make sense? So I think me giving away that information for free, that's not hurting guitar techs. Because the people that are working on their guitars anyway and doing this kind of stuff, they're not the people going to the techs anyway. And I think on this channel, we have more professional musicians, ex-professional musicians, and our ex-professional musicians are some of them are still professional. They're just not playing an instrument anymore. They're in live sound, or they're doing other things, or they're guitar techs, working here or working there. So I think we've got a good community, and that's why I don't force someone to subscribe to come in. I want you to come in, hang out with everyone, and just talk. There's no member-only thing on Discord either. It's free. You just pop into Discord. There's always someone on there, and talk. That's what it's about. You got a question? There might not be someone on there right then that knows, but post the question. Someone's going to go back and read and go, oh, I can answer that. And they're going to give their best shot at answering the question. and you just maybe log back in the next day and see what's going on. That's what it's about. Anyway, guys, we need to take a Jerry break. I don't think Jerry's in the stream tonight. He's probably passed out in his chair already before the stream started. I'm just guessing. uh, but on this channel, we always take breaks. It's just something we do. If you're new here, we take a 5-minute intersection. That allows you to get some coffee or another Monster or use the restroom, and then we come back and we hit the chat again. And it's funny, when we take the break, I always see the watch count, how many people's viewing. It goes down usually 4 or 5, and that's fine. But the regulars know how the channel works, and it lets new people come in. It's just something we do. So we're going to take our 5-minute break, and we'll be right back, guys. As soon as I figure out which button to hit. It says break scene, so I'm assuming it's this one. That was the wrong one. That says Saturday night. All right, guys. Everybody knows I'm a smoker. I'm going to finish my smoke. And I'm kind of curious. Now, I know Devastator, he's waiting on his assault. So he'll be getting that here in, I think, a week or so. I guess I'll hear from him either this weekend or this coming week. What other instruments? I know Kurt was showing off some of his guitars on uh, the Discord server. He's got a Schecter. I forget what model he had, but he was showing pictures of that. He was showing his Strat. So what's on everyone's radar? I know Jupe has been looking around, going to the guitar store too. So I think the gas syndrome is hitting a couple of members. The ninth, Devastator says the ninth on the assault. So he's got gas for that. We know what Devastator's going after. I can't remember. I think it was Jerry was talking. Jerry White was talking about something on Discord the other night. A lot of people were talking about the AIO guitars. There were a ton of posts on Discord over the AIO. And I believe that started because Super Chat money on this channel does not go to me. The Super Chat money goes into a fund, and we're purchasing a guitar, whether it's an Ibanez or an AIO or a Firefly or a Solar or a Squire, whatever it is, we're going to do a review on it, and then we're giving the guitar away. And that's how the Super Chat money funds new guitars for the channel. And this time we decided to save a little extra money and buy something a little bit over the budget realm, but, a $400 to $500 guitar, maybe $380, $450. And if it goes over $400, we just wanted to definitely be under $500 and then do a giveaway on it. So I think that all the chat on Discord on the AIO were different options for that guitar. And I think I've had a bunch of people in other reviews mention AIO as far as their Les Pauls. Looking at it, they've got a couple cool tellies, and they actually have like a Super Strat too. The Super Strat is over our budget. They're all their guitars, from what I saw. Even the telly, I think it was at $437. So it's pushing it. Yeah, the Harley Benton 80s. I have seen it. And it's funny, you can always tell the channels that are paid promotion. And this is how you can tell. There was 5 channels that I'm aware of that all released the Harley Benton 80s model on the same day. Those are the channels that Harley Benton reached out to and said, okay, either they got paid X to do it, or they got a free guitar, or whatever. It's actually, you can pretty much tell what's going on, if that makes sense. It's like pedal reviews. All of a sudden, Strymon comes out with a new pedal, and 15 YouTube channels, granted, some are in Europe, some are in Australia, so you got to look out over a period of a day. So on their release date, but you'll all see all of a sudden, you see 10 content creators come out with something, and that's what happened with the Harley Benton. It looks like a nice guitar. It has a Floyd Rose Special on it, and everyone kind of knows how I feel about a Floyd Rose Special. Even if you get one that holds tune new, it's not going to hold tune very long. The Floyd Rose Special is made out of soft metal. If you play it every day and you play it hard, I would probably say you should be able to get a year and a half out of it. And that's all depending on how much you use it and how much you play it. If you don't use it much and you're just tinkering with it, and you don't cut all the strings off at one time and let the tremolo dive down to the body and mess up the knife edges, it might last a couple years. But it is soft metal, so if you use the tremolo, it's not going to hold up. And that is the tremolo that it's coming with, and it has Tesla pickups, which is Harley Benton's in-house brand. It does have a roasted maple neck, and I believe they're going to have a translucent or a color shift color coming out. And I think they have red. Right now, I think they have, the only colors right now are black and red. And I believe the color shift color is coming out at a later date. It looks like an awesome price. Even though I'm kind of cutting on the Floyd Rose special, that guitar is coming in, I think, at $325 for the single humbucker and $380 something on the dual humbucker. I have not looked at Harley Benton USA. If that price is based on Tolman in Europe, the USA reverb price will be about $80 more than the Tolman site in the UK. And that would make more sense for what that guitar is. I guess someone can go to Reverb and look at the Harley Benton 80s and see what the price point is. Another issue is, just because Tolman has it overseas doesn't mean they're going to stock it in the USA warehouse. You may still end up having to pay that boat shipping from the UK over. And it is a little more than if they stock it in the USA warehouse. The difference is, what they stock in the USA warehouse, they can send 200 guitars over at one time. And that lowers the cost per unit to ship the guitar. So if you order one guitar from Tolman and they ship it to you overseas across the pond, you're going to pay a premium for that. So I don't know if anyone's looked at it yet. So I don't know if they stock it in the USA warehouse or not. But if you can get it in the USA for free shipping, single pickup for $324, that's a stupid deal. But this is me talking. I don't know. I'm assuming that's a Tolman price, and the Reverb USA factory outlet store is going to be that plus their markup for the shipping over here. I don't know what that'll be. If that's the case, it'll probably be, I don't know, probably $400 for the single pickup and maybe $430, $450 for the dual pickup. I don't know. Doesn't look like anyone's looked into it yet. I was kind of hoping someone would check. But yes, I did see it. I think that was the only new guitar that was really worth mentioning as far as budget guitars that was released. Any other ones that you guys saw? I'm looking at the call. Sweet offers can't pass on. I'm loving my fake Klon. There's so many fake Klons on the market right now, I don't think I could count all of them. So Devastator's talking about the server. All those guitars, Jerry just said donors are getting nice. All those guitars, the issue with them, Jerry, is this is how I look at it. I've reviewed a lot of budget guitars. You can get a good budget guitar. You can. You really can. They're let's say out of 100, I don't know. What's the odds of you getting a good one? The way you have to look at it is, as far as price point, the more you pay, you should be more likely to get a quality instrument without issues. That's kind of my thought.
Marcus says, what do you think about Larry Carlton guitars? They look great. I haven't had a chance to play one yet.
Marcus, I can tell you that I played a Sire L7V. That's the Les Paul with P90s. And people that know in this chat, I played that guitar and I still kick my butt for not. I wanted $50 off the price, and they refused to sell it to me, and I walked out of the store and didn't get it. That was a nice playing guitar. And I played one other one at Washington Music Center. It was just their regular Les Paul, I guess the L7. Uh, Another great playing instrument. So the two that I've had the opportunity to play, great playing guitars, good sound, great price. And now they have an X10 neck through model. Uh, Really a nice guitar. Now you're getting up in price point. It's like $1,300. But right now they have I think it's an X5 on sale at Sweetwater for $499. That's a stupid deal. It's a sandblasted ash body with a Floyd Rose special. Again, it's a Floyd Rose special. Um, Nice pickups. Great instrument for $499. It's on sale, $100 off right now. So yeah, I think Sire makes a nice product. Their basses are stupid nice. I can tell you that the basses are stupid nice. Yeah, Wolf. Niles is saying that's why I like Wolf and AIO. They do the setup check and all the guitars before they check them. That's what I hear about Tees, that he's bringing the import in, setting them up, and then reselling them. I have not played a Wolf. I did look into them. And that's what the Discord server's about, guys. Keep posting what you think would be a good 400-ish price guitar that we can order and do a review and giveaway on. And Birdman, before I forget, I didn't get it out, we're going Saturday for your pedal. So on Saturday night, ask me if I sent it, but we're taking this to the store. I didn't think about it. I took the Ibanez to UPS tonight for the return, and I forgot to take this with me. So, sorry, you can throw popcorn at the screen. I completely forgot. I was tired when I got home, and we had to get down there before they closed. So I grabbed the guitar box, and I forgot to grab the pedal on the shipping. So we're gonna go Saturday and drop it off and get it out to you. Yeah, Torsion would consider LP style too. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking it's a RG, or no, it's a G. It's either an RGR Ibanez or it's a GRG Ibanez. It's black with a red pickguard. I was thinking about ordering that guitar for the review and giveaway. I don't know if I can find that guitar on Sweetwater real quick and you guys can make a determination on it. Let me see if I can pull that up. Especially now that Kirk's got me all fixed up. RGR. There's a bunch of them that comes up, so this is probably... I think I'm just going to have to look at Ibanez. It didn't come up. All those were like $2,000. Definitely not a 2,000. Oh, okay. It says, let me click that and see what comes up. I clicked from 200. I think it's more than 300 though. There's 2 pages. You know what, guys? I can just share my screen now that we've got it fixed. Display screen. So this is where we're at. Let me change the price point again. 300 to 500. Like I said, it's a black guitar with a red pickguard. It's like an RG style guitar. I think it's a Geo. Now that I say that. Pretty sure it was a Geo. Watch, now they're not going to have it since I'm thinking about ordering one for the giveaway. I don't.
Birdman said you were sick, bro. I understand.
What was that, honey?
Birdman said you were sick, bro. I understand.
Yeah, I'm still acclimating to my new position at work. And Tuesday night, um, literally when I came home, I took a bath, ate, and went straight to bed. Well, that was a basically a 14-hour workday. Um, yeah, it was crazy. I'm gonna type in Geo. Now I can't find it, guys. Do you know which guitar I'm talking about, hun? That black guitar with the red pick guard. Oh, found it. Pretty sure it's this one. I thought it was more than that. Look at this guitar, guys, for $279. And the reason I'm kind of leaning this direction. Hold on here for a second. Let me go in the kitchen. The reason I'm leaning this direction are budget guitars. So right now, right now, Amazon is flooded with Leo James at $299, and well, actually, anywhere from $250 to $400. But most of their guitars right now are $299. So here's an Ibanez at $279. Okay, great looking guitar. Name brand. I mean, look at the access cut there on how it's cut. Nice belly carve. There's your back of the headstock and a close up of the other. So I was thinking something like this. There's another model. I don't know what you guys think of that one. Where's the other one I was looking at? Well, I clicked a different price range, didn't I? Let's go back to the $300 to $500 price range. This is another nice one, and it's in our price point. Now here's again, $399. Now this has the Ibanez Godo bridge. Okay, so it's not going to have the soft knife edges like the Floyd Rose Special. We were just talking about the Harley Benton at $384. Okay, and that's before you pay shipping from Tolman. Don't know if that's the price from the USA store. If it's not, it's going to be more. So basically, $10 more, you can get an Ibanez reverse headstock with a Goto bridge, which we already know is far superior to a Floyd Rose Special. And the pickups are an Infinity R. 5-way switch. Looks like it's 24 fret. 1.69 is the nut width. So it's an R2 nut. What else do they say? Bound Purple Heart fingerboard. Shark tooth inlay. Yep. Oh, 15.75 basically radius on that neck. So that's a $450 guitar. So with the people that come here and watch the channel, I'm thinking the majority of the people coming here are using tremolos. The majority. I'm not saying I know Birdman, he's probably more of a traditional 5-bolt tremolo. I think Jerry White is more of a fixed bridge guy. I'm trying to remember. But for the most part, everyone here likes whammy bars. So I was thinking this would be a good pick. $399 with a Godo bridge.
Mikey said, what about the Dragon Eye finish?
The Dragon Eye? Do they have a Dragon Eye? Oh, sorry, something went wrong. All right, let me research Geo. Dragon Eye. I don't think you can get a Dragon Eye at our price point. You can probably get a quilted top like one of these or a flame top. But I think the Dragon Eye is going to be past. See, this one's $429. So it's basically the same guitar, and this is a flame top book match. So they got it in blue, charcoal, green, purple. So you're paying basically $30 for the top veneer. But I don't think you're going to get a Dragon Eye at that price point. Now here's a burl top one, but it doesn't have the bridge at $299. See, that's going to be the issue to get. This looks like some type of epoxy top. I don't think you're going to be able to do a bridge and that finish with a locking bridge anyway. See what we got here. 329, 429. We just looked at that one. Just one more page. That's the purple one. Yeah, I think you're going to have to go up to. Yeah, it's going to take you out of the Geo line. So let's look at RGAs. RGAs with that type tremolo, I don't think. I have no issues with one of these. This is like the one that's already here. But I was thinking at that price point, we can get one with a bridge like the one we just looked at. So let me go back. I can see the chat, what you guys are thinking. You kind of see my point.
Devastator said, see if they have a RG421 PV.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back.
Mikey said, look at the green one, whatever you were just on.
Look at the green one.
Guitar you were just on, I guess.
Yep, display screen. The green one I was just on. Hold on, Mikey. Well, I can click on this one, and then we'll just go to the green. Now see here, you can see how the one photo is completely different. See, this guitar is much darker than the stock photo. It's not near as pretty as the stock photo in the green. The purple's nice. The gray's nice. But the green is just dark. The green kind of hides the flame. I don't know what you guys think about that, but the green, well, these two models that they have, the green is hiding the flame. The charcoal gray is really nice. You can see the flame top on that. You can see the flame top on the blue. You can see the flame top in the red, and you can see it in the purple. But the green is kind of hiding it. If that's the one you were talking about, Mikey. The only other models are the S model. And again, the problem you're going to have with the S series is the restriction on our budget. So when you type in S, These are the only two guitars that come up, which is so strange because Linnell's guitar is a Ness model too, and it does not cost that much, and they stock it. So it's weird that you can't find it. It doesn't come up unless you actually type in the model number.
Like you said, you seem to find good deals on the used ones.
Well, you're right, Mikey. But what I'm trying to do is do a review on a guitar that when someone sees the review, they can go right to Sweetwater or right to their local music store and they can pick that guitar up. Um, and the reason I qualify that is Linnell picked this guitar up used, okay, for $250. That that is a stupid deal. If you run across this is an RGA 42 FM. If you run across this guitar for $250 or $300 used, that this is a stupid buy at that price point. Okay, Niles, thank you so much for coming in, man. And yeah, I probably sound like a broken record, but without you and others coming in to the stream, it's not possible, man. And when you come every week like that, that lets me know that you're in the group. You're in the now, and you're hanging out and having a good time. And I should be going to bed right with you because 4:30 in the morning, that comes early. So get some rest, buddy. Hopefully see you Saturday night. So when you start getting into the used market, like I was saying, she stole this guitar for $250. So if you guys want to go to Guitar Center, type in RGA 42 FM, see what they're going for used. And they list them. Excellent condition, great condition, good condition. I will pay full price for this guitar and have no issues with it. I think full price on this guitar is like $470 or $450, something like that. And the tuners work really well. It's decent electronics, good pickups. I've been playing this guitar for over a month here. Everyone kind of knows what it sounds like. It plays good. No sharp frets, okay, but it's just a standard dressing. But they aren't sharp. This is a comfy neck. The back of the neck is super thin. It's super comfy. And that's another reason why I sent the other Ibanez back. I'm looking at this going, okay, we paid $250 for this guitar. Now, granted, that's used, but I could have bought a new one for $450. It doesn't have any dings in the frets. There's no cracks in the body. The truss rod cover is on it straight. I can buy 3 of these guitars and have a little money left over for what I paid for the other one. And this is as far as fit and finish, this was the better guitar. Did the other guitar have better pickups? Yes. Did the other guitar have a better bridge? Yes. But the fit and finish and the overall workmanship and construction was better on this guitar. And I struggled with it. So, this channel is about honesty. And I'm not saying if someone in here goes to Sweetwater right now and buys a PWM 20, the other 2 might not have any of those issues. And if it doesn't, I can already tell you it's a great playing guitar. It felt nice. It made me want to play fast. The bridge is butter smooth. I guess that's one of those things that once you get, shocked once, it's like you're testing the circuit and you forget to turn on the breaker and you get shocked. You don't go back and go, well, let me try that again. You go and trip the breaker off or move on to something else. So could I have gotten a replacement? Yeah. But at that point, it's like, okay, let's move on. Even if I get the replacement and it's perfect, I kind of already know what that guitar is. And if you missed the beginning of the stream, I think for $1,500, it's a little too expensive for what you're getting, if you make sense. There's so many guitars out there at that price point, at $100 over and $200 less that have more or the same specs than the Ibanez. So you're in that really $1,200 to $1,600 price range. There is a tremendous amount of guitars at that price point. And it's the exact same thing with the price point we're looking at, the $400 to $500 price point. The drawback is we would like to get something with a bridge. So when you add the bridge in, okay, that's the issue. If someone has a better option than this Ibanez at $429, now I don't care about the color, okay. We can decide on the color later. If someone has a better option than this one, because this is a Godot bridge, let's look. It's probably Ibanez tuners. I doubt very seriously it has Godot tuners on it. So it's a basswood body, urethane finish, trans black, neck materials maple. Now, of course, it's going to be a shiplap joint at this price point. It's not going to be a 2-piece or a 3-piece or 7-piece neck. It's going to be a shiplap neck. It's bolt-on. Electronic hardware. Tuners are Ibanez. Yeah. But I don't have an issue with that. And everyone knows Ibanez uses the Godot, what is it, the 1966 or whatever, Godot licensed Floyd Rose bridge. That's what this is. So if someone has another guitar in the $400 to $500 range that has these specs, that's what we're looking for on a floating bridge.
Gabor said, based on my observations, the lower end and high end Ibanez guitars are good. The mid tier, not so much. That's where Jackson does better.
I'm hoping so, because I ordered, well, I guess it's the Jackson I have on order. It's $2,000. If you look at Jackson Custom Shop, they're $5,000 to $7,000. Jackson USA is $1,900 to $2,900. So I don't know. I guess mine's middle upper on the $2,000 price point. Neck through 27 fret. I can't cancel the order because I had put the guitar on order. If you don't know the story, and I was waiting for the guitar, and I'd been waiting for about 7 months, and I got a message from Sweetwater about the Jackson. I was like, oh, when the Jackson finally come in, I'm going to get my guitar. And they were like, hate to tell you, but you're not getting your Jackson. I'm like, what do you mean I'm not? I've already done a pre-order. You're like, yep, Jackson said they're not making this guitar. They're canceling all the orders we have for them. They're just not gonna make them. Well, evidently enough people raised you know what about it. Not just Sweetwater, probably Guitar Center and all the other guitar places that were selling this instrument had pre-orders. And evidently they got flooded with calls and saying, we have customers waiting on these guitars. You need to make these guitars. So Jackson has agreed to produce enough to cover the pre-orders, and that's it. So I don't want to cancel the guitar for one reason. It's going to be such a limited run of these guitars made, and it's such a unique guitar. It's a 27 fret guitar.
Do you still have the Sweetwater page up?
Yes, I still have the Sweetwater page up. It's such a unique guitar. I didn't want to cancel the order. So that's the only reason I'm getting that Jackson. So I agree with you. The Jackson hits that $1,000 to $2,000 price point really well. I also think they're going to nail the $2,600 price point. If the neck through plays anything like the USA one I just reviewed, they're going to knock it out of the park. A neck through with those specs and the bridge, it's going to be $1,000 less than a Kiesel, if not more. spec the same. And I'd say that's the same with the bolt-on that I just reviewed. You can get that in different colors for $19.50. The one I reviewed was the most expensive one, the red one. But at $1,950 for a USA made guitar with double chamfered frets and the workmanship that was on that guitar, that's the best guitar I've reviewed, period. Best guitar that's been on this channel out of everything. And I'm not just saying best by a little bit, a best by a lot. And I say that because I work on guitars. And the dressing and the fretwork and the assembly on that guitar was what I shoot for, if that makes sense. When I'm trying to do, if a client comes up to me and says, don't spare any time, I want it done right. You've got it, do it right. That's what I'm shooting for. What that guitar came from the factory. At that price point, that's crazy. That's it. Again, that's my opinion. I'm just letting you know, as someone that works on them, buy one. You're not going to be disappointed. The work. There's a lot of hand time in that guitar, but at the $400 to $500, it's going to be a little bit of hand time. So that's why I'm asking you guys, go to the Discord server, and between 400 and 500, post what you think would be a good guitar for the channel to buy, because we are this close to being able to do it. I think we just got another thing from Sweetwater. Not Sweetwater, but Google AdSense. So right now on Google AdSense, I think we're at $350. And I'll keep in mind, we're always a month behind. It's Google AdSense. So you guys have already paid in, according to Google, like another 70-something. Now, this is with ad revenue, another $78. But I still have another 20-some days on this rotation, even though I'm already built up to that point. So we should be in the 420 mark in 30 days, as far as what they send me to purchase the guitar. That's what I was saying. If you guys could be in the 450, we could do it in 30 days. We really could. If you hit the $500, I don't think we're going to hit it on the next AdSense check that I receive, if that makes sense. So let me open up the chat and see what you guys are chatting about. Ooh, there it is. I don't know why. As soon as I switch screens, it always expands that out. Oh, is Pentagore hitting the hay? Well, it said night. Oh, Niles is leaving. That's right. So let me scroll up and see if anyone had posted any. If you posted an idea, repost it. No one's. Linnell says nobody has. So I guess that's the big thing. Should we do a fixed bridge, or should we do a floating bridge? I don't have an issue with a fixed bridge. I like playing this guitar. This is a fixed bass bridge. I don't have an issue with it. If we do a fixed bass bridge, that you're going to should end up with a little bit more quality, because they're putting more time, or better this or better that. I don't know. Pentagore says no. It's got to have a tremolo. I think that Ibanez is going to be the best bang for the buck with a decent tremolo. Could we get something with, one of these fake? I'm going to call it fake. I'm sorry, guys. Channel's about honesty. But if you see a Floyd Rose tremolo, and it's marked like this one, and you see that, see how it says Floyd Rose? Don't walk away from it. Don't walk away from it. Run from it. Run from it. Because there's no way you're going to get that guitar with this bridge and not have to put a bridge in it. The Steve Brown sound, this is the tremolo they're using. Firefly, that's the tremolo they're using. Even if you get one that's going to hold tune, it's not going to hold tune. It's going to be worse than a Floyd Rose special, maybe 6 months, and the knife edges are going to be shot. This bridge just feels awful. It's awful. It feels, it's hard, and I can feel it scratching as I move it. I think I've played this guitar before, and if you're new here, I'm going to prove to you how bad these bridges are, and they're going to say, "Oh, it is a Floyd Rose." So instead of Floyd Rose building a bridge to compete with China, they just said, "Okay, we're going to let China make the bridge, but instead of going after them with lawsuits, we're going to say, yeah, you can use our name. Throw us $1.50 every bridge. Now you can use our name, or $2 or $3." And they're figuring whether they're making 300,000 or 400,000 of these bridges a year, and all these cheap guitars, or 100,000 bridges. Let's say they make 50,000 of the bridges. Well, if they make $2 a bridge or $3 a bridge, that's a lot of money for doing nothing. Just letting them use your name. That's what they're doing. So let's plug this thing in, and we'll show you how bad these bridges are. So there's our E. If you can't hear the pitch difference, it does not return to zero. And what's sad is the guitar plays nice. It does. This guitar plays nice. It But when you use the tremolo, it's worse when you pull up. So if you're that's horrible. And that's a Floyd Rose. Floyd Rose ought to be, they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, people talk, oh, it's a Floyd Rose. No, it's not. It's a Chinese piece of junk that Floyd Rose said, well, we're tired of getting, so let's just make a couple dollars off all these cheap imports. So they went to China, they found out who was making all these fake bridges, and said, okay, give us X so you could put our name on it. Now all these import companies, like Steve Brown Sound, Firefly, there's a couple of them using that screen print. It's not a Floyd Rose 1000. This is the cheaper Floyd Rose. It's not worth it's good for a paperweight. If you've got an office up in a skyscraper with an open window and you've got a cross breeze, this would be a good product to buy as a paperweight so the papers don't blow out the window. That's all it's good for. But the pickup in the guitar, It doesn't have a bad sound. It really doesn't. And it's a shame. I get it. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you bought a George Lynch copy." They, yeah, we all know it's supposed to look like the George Lynch guitar, but they're not putting ESP on it. They're not putting LTD on it. It says Firefly right on it. And guess what? That's a Firefly headstock. This is the same headstock that they've been using for 3 years. And as I understand it, it's the headstock that Fender has a trademark on, that Gibson has. They can't, everyone makes a Les Paul, but they just can't make a Les Paul with the Gibson headstock or an Epiphone headstock. So for them to take this guitar, put Firefly on it with their headstock, I got no issues with it. It's not trying to be a ESP. It's not what it is. This is a Firefly, and it's designed to look like the ESP. If they would have put a decent bridge on this guitar, now when they bring this guitar back, it's not going to sell. This was such a limited run, but everyone that bought this guitar has got a sour taste in their mouth because they put this poo-poo Floyd Rose bridge in it. And it's a shame. It's a nice, look at the flame in this neck. Can you see the flame in the neck?
Birdman said, Avery, go ahead and fix that bridge too.
Look at the flame in the neck. Heavily roasted flame maple neck. I mean, come on. You know, put a decent bridge. Give me this guitar. You already raised the price point. Give me this guitar at $370. Shipped to my house. And you're going to sell it. If you hit the $400 price mark, I'm sorry. What did we just look at? We just looked at that Ibanez with a Godot bridge, okay, for $429. I'm sorry. Firefly has to keep their price point at least $50 below or more to sell. No one's going to buy this Firefly at $420 when they can get an Ibanez with a Godot for the same money. There might be a couple people that do it. Most likely, why? They watched a YouTube video and some guy was like, "Oh, this thing's great." You know, just like the Harley Benton 80 that you just saw. At that price point, okay, $380, we already know it's a Floyd Rose special. Wouldn't it be better to spend $40 more and get the Ibanez with a known good tremolo with a Godot? The bones of the guitar is where it's at. You know, pickups, yeah, it makes a difference. But I proved that in one of my videos. My headless NK guitar, in the review, it just sounded funny. So I had a bunch of caps downstairs, and I just went through, and the cap I settled on, I don't even remember what it was, makes no sense for a humbucker. I know it's the wrong cap. I would never, if someone called me and said, "What cap should I use on a humbucker?" Whatever I put in that NK would have been the last cap I would have told somebody. But I kept just changing caps. Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds worse. Well, that sounds a little better. And when I got frustrated with it, I said, "Well, shoot, I'm just going to stick this in it." I was like, "Ooh, well, I'm going to keep going that direction." So I went even more. I went back on Amazon. I think it was a .15. It was some ridiculously stupid cap that you would never use on a guitar, but it made those pickups sound better. So caps can change your pickups a lot, but a bridge is an expensive thing. So you buy this guitar at $300, like I did. That's what it was. It was $279, and then I had to pay $30 to get it to me. So it's $310. Even if you buy a Godot, okay, and put in it, now you're at least another $150 for the bridge. Or a Floyd Rose Special for $150, or you do like I'm doing for Jupe's guitar, build a custom bridge for right around $250, $300. Either way, you can't buy this guitar and buy the parts and make it equivalent to that Ibanez for $429. Maybe I'm just ranting, but I want to be honest. It's too hard to produce a guitar with a floating bridge at a $300 price point. You're going to end up with a product like this. And when you're playing, hear it? And Devastator has two guitars here. Okay, there's a guitar downstairs, just like this one, and that was Firefly's other attempt to make a cheap bridge, and that bridge, I'm going to say, is worse than this one, because this one, at least if you push down, it semi comes back. It doesn't, but it comes close. Watch. But up, that's horrible. The one downstairs just goes out as soon as you touch it. It doesn't matter which way you turn it. So we're building a bridge for that one. Well, it's already on the table, both bridges being built. This guitar sounds good. And I know I can build a bridge for this that's an acceptable bridge for about $150. Build the exact same bridge I'm building for Devastator, for the Firefly that I'm building for him. The bridge will hold tune. It'll be decent on sustain. It won't have all the bells and whistles, but it'll be a solid bridge. And that's what we're trying to shoot for. How far do you have to go and invest just to get a stable bridge? Yes, honey?
Kurt wants to know what your plans are for that guitar.
Plans for this guitar is to build a real bridge. Build an Avery bridge. And that video's coming, Kurt. I'm not going super crazy. Jupe's bridge is going to be very nice. And Devastator's bridge is going to be very nice. But I'll probably do a bridge like I'm doing for Devastator's guitar for this one. And I can build it for about $150, $160 for all the parts, give or take. Because I can take some of the parts off of this one. On Devastator's I couldn't because it's nothing Floyd Rose on it. It's all, at least this one does have the right back spring piece, the steel spring plate. I can reuse that. I could probably reuse the block that's in it, okay? And just switch out the base plate and the saddles. Maybe just get the stainless steel rear screws. Because these back screws make all the difference in the world. This fine tuner is pushing on that screw. And if you put a tool in a Floyd Rose and you watch that back screw, they'll do this. That's because that metal in that screw is so soft. And over the years, using the fine tuner and they bend. So now as you rotate and you move this fine tuner, it's not setting perfect on the arc, on the tangent point, and it starts to slip one way or the other. And that screw, pretend this is the screw, the fine tuner comes down and hits it. Well, now it rides this way or this way, and it kicks that screw one way or the other, which affects the tuning. That's why if you look at the stainless steel ones, most of the time, once it gets past this block, it's just a little thicker. And the stainless is much harder, so it doesn't bend and get out of whack. So a lot of times it's just these warped screws that cause weird intonation issues or weird setup issues. Because if you look back there, all the screws are going different directions because they've got a little warp to them. So any Floyd Rose, that's the first. You don't need, they sell these little screws up here of stainless steel. That serves no purpose. It's just holding the saddle down. So if you can just get the rear screws in stainless, get those. And then these fine tuners, just make sure they're good in brass. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Jude. Just do that. And does the block in the bottom make a difference? It does. Okay, you can get tungsten, you can get brass, you can get stainless. There's some companies playing around with some mixed composite metallurgy, and it all changes the tone of the bridge. I'm a firm believer if you're going to go stainless steel, it do brass, and if you want a little bit more edge, maybe go steel on the block, but definitely go oversized. Now that's what I was saying earlier on the guitar I just ordered. It's going to be my first 100% stainless steel bridge, even the base plate stainless. So I'm kind of curious, is it going to be bright sounding? Because every guitar that I've put the stainless steel saddles in, I can tell. I can listen to the before and after on recording, and the stainless saddles are just a little brighter. So I try to offset that by putting a heavier brass block in. The steel does too. The steel will give it more mid, and the brass is going to give it more bottom, if that makes. And these are all relative. When we say more bottom, it's not like going up and changing your EQ, guys. It's going to be subtle differences, and you're only going to hear it. And you're hearing this from me because a lot of channels will tell you this. You're only going to hear it if you A/B it. If I took this bridge, built the exact same bridge, put in the exact same guitar, okay? The only difference is I put a steel uh, block in it and a solid brass block in the other one. The only way you're going to tell it is to A/B it. Just to unplug it, plug the other guitar in, you're not going to hear the difference. But if you A/B it, you will. Stainless steel saddles, on the other hand, I do feel that if you dropped a guitar off at a tech and you had brass saddles and he put stainless steel saddles on it, when you get home, you're going to go, huh, sounds brighter. That's a little bit more significant of a change. But the block on the back, okay, maybe it's changing at 5%. People are like, well, I'm not going to waste my money for 5%. Well, you're right. It's 5%. Okay, let's look at it a different way. Let's say I get 5% better tone using a big block. And I like bright. So I get 3% better tone going to a brass saddle, okay, or a stainless saddle, okay. Now I'm like, oh, well, I got cheap potentiometers. I'm going to put some nice Barnes potentiometers on it. I might get 2% better, as far as my signal path. Oh, I'm going to put orange drop capacitors or bumblebee capacitors on it. If you really want to spend stupid money, $30 on a bumblebee capacitor. Maybe 1% better. I really don't think they're any better. But I don't think a bumblebee's any better than a nice orange drop. My little square ears don't hear it. Okay, but let's just assume it's 2% better. Well, now it's 10% better. Because you did the block, you did the saddles, you've done a cap, you've changed the potentiometers. Is it worth all that money for that 10%? That's up to you. But don't expect miracles. If you want miracles, buy the cheapest guitar you can buy that has decent pickups. Make it stable. Make it to where it holds tune. Quick string changes. It doesn't have to be perfect. Put all your money in your amplifier. Your amp is 90 or 85 to 90% of your sound, guys. I can't stress that enough. When I do demos, I've done enough of these demos to tell you the basic guitar is going to sound decent if you have a decent amplifier. If I have to go out on stage and someone give me a $5,000 Les Paul and I've got to play it through, let's say, a Catalyst, okay, a 100-watt Catalyst, is that Les Paul going to sound any better than this guitar here? Probably not. It's not. That Catalyst is not going to get you to the point where all the little nuances of that Les Paul is going to come out. But if you went and you bought, let's say, an Amp Nation or a nice Friedman or something like that, and you've got a nice effects chain on it, you've got all your settings right, you take this guitar, you plug it in, you plug in the Les Paul, I guarantee you this guitar, you can make it sound good through a nice rig. And I know that because I've done so many reviews. And I'm not trying to falsify anything when I do the reviews. I show people, I'm playing through this rack mount amp, or I did some with a Black Star Silverline. I've done some with this little Yamaha amp. I've done some with my Black Star HT20 here. So I always try to show people, I think I did some with the Line 6 Stomp too. Each time I do it, I've noticed that as long as you get a good sound and you take the time and you EQ it right, we're not talking any post-processing. I don't do that. I take guitar to amp to effects to the speakers. When I do guitar reviews, there's 2 open mics in the room. It goes right to my video editing software, and that's it. I don't do any post, comp, compression, reverb, nothing like that. What you hear is what I got in the room. But even at that rate, you can make that inexpensive guitar sound good. I mean, listen to this. And this is going through a little $300 amp. That's got a good distortion sound. I haven't tuned it. It's a little out. Let's give it a tune here. I just won't hit the tremolo bar. That's close enough for government work. So now let's take a listen to it. There's nothing wrong with that sound. There's not. Granted, I'm not playing through an amplifier. It's a little modeling lamp directly into my interface, but there's nothing wrong with that sound. It's got a good sound. And I'm not flicking it hard. It's got a good feel. Some of the guitars you'll get a weaker pickup, and when you're doing your hammer-ons, you gotta like flick your finger to get that to ring out. I'm not having to do that on this guitar. I'm just tapping straight. I'm not having to work for the notes. Is it the best I've ever played? Absolutely not. But I'm not struggling with the guitar. I guess that's my point. So you take this guitar, fix the bridge on it, and I would have no issues taking this guitar out and playing live with it. I really wouldn't. It's got a decent sound. It'll get it done. So that's the end of my rant, guys. Remember, put your money in your amplifier. Get you a good, solid instrument. And I know this guy just spent $1,500 on a guitar. Right, I did. But I have my $7,000 rack mount amp. I have a Dream amplifier. If you're new to the channel, let me switch cameras here. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this. Right there's my Dream amplifier. So I don't need to buy another amplifier. I have a great Egnator. It's a great combo amp. It's a great amp. Underneath that amp is my 4-speaker Celestion cabinet, 4 greenbacks in it. And then to the right, sitting on top of my SWR bass cabinet on the floor, you'll see the word Pro Valve. From there up to the Line 6 relay, that's my guitar amplifier. Everything above the towel is redundant backup pieces in case a component fails. I have everything as a backup. So no matter what happens, I can pull something out of that top section, put back in my rack, and I'm up and going. So I don't technically need a better amplifier. Now I can spend a little extra money on better frets. Okay, maybe a guitar with a Sustainiac, something like the one I just ordered with a full stainless steel bridge. Now I can start really pushing the envelope and really hearing what pickups are going to do. It comes down to if it's 10 or 15% better, are you willing to spend that kind of money on the guitar? I guess that's my point. And I don't hear too many people talk about that. But I do see a lot of channels talking about this budget guitar is just, I always say the pickups are the weak link. And they are. The weak link in this guitar, granted, are pickups and the tremolo. But I know I can take the pickup in this guitar and I can go out and play out live with it. There's nothing wrong with the pickup as far as playing out live. The bridge, on the other hand, is awful. I gotta play it a little wrong, guys, so I don't get a copyright strike. I did that at the beginning of the stream. I think I really messed up. I tried to do like 3 different songs all hodgepodge together so it wouldn't get a copyright strike. So I'm going to go back and listen to it, and I'm probably going to bust my head against the table going, wow, that really sounds bad. But I was just pulling it out of the dark place. No forethought whatsoever. I just said, well, how can I not get a copyright strike and yet play something someone's familiar with? So I took 3 songs and just stitched them together. Okay, that's the end of my rant on cheaper bridges. But all this got started because we were trying to pick a guitar that you, the subscribers, have donated money for. So go to the Discord server. Please go there and post what your thoughts are. Now, you can also, at the end of this video, we don't get too many posts on our live stream. I get it, it's a live stream. You can't post comments while the live stream's on. And no one wants to come back and then post a comment. I kind of get it. So then I ask you guys to chat a lot, put a lot of emojis up. That helps YouTube push it. But as far as picking your guitar, I would like this to be between $4 and $4.50. Because remember, guys, we got to pay to ship it. I'm saying we, because it's your all's money. Okay? It's your all's money. And it's going to be your all's guitar. I don't know who's going to get it, but one of you is going to get it. So we want to keep it down to where, I've shipped a couple guitars. It was at $80 to ship them. So we found a place now. It's about 60, with insurance. So it's going to be 60-ish to ship it and we got to keep it in the United States, guys. If nothing against Canada or Mexico or Cole in Israel. I hope he's doing well. I think things over there are doing, but I can't ship it to Cole. Cole, if you're watching this later, I'm sorry. I think we got a couple guys in Australia now watching. I can't ship to Australia. The cost of shipping would be more than the guitar. And in Australia, your VAX tax, or whatever they call it over there, and shipping was going to be way more than the guitar's worth. So it needs to stay in the United States, this part of the United States. Alaska and Hawaii is probably going to be out. Definitely Hawaii due to cost. So let me hang this back on the wall. Hopefully my little rant has gotten your all's gears turning on these lower cost guitars. They're not being overly picky. Work on your amplifier. That's my point. Get a good solid guitar that stays in tune, that plays nice. Okay? That's the key. Get it to fit you playing well, stays in tune. Don't worry about the pickup right now. Make the guitar fit you. If you like super polished frets, then do super polished. You like super low action, super low action. Do whatever you have to do to make that guitar bond with you. Make your amplifier get you your sound, if that makes sense. This is the thing that you feel and touch. So this is what you feel. Your amp has a lot to do. What you hear going into your ears impacts how you play this instrument. But even if you have that great sound and it feels like you're playing on sandpaper, it's not going to be fun to play. You got to have the whole package, if that makes sense. You just got to find out where you are. And I have everything from $150 budget guitars to, well, as of right now, my most expensive guitar is $1,200. So, and I enjoy my cheap ones just as much as I do my expensive ones. I don't feel less energy if I play a cheaper guitar because I've kept it because there's something about it that I like. So don't let someone pick on you because you're playing a Squire or you're playing a Firefly or someone's an LTD nut and they hate Ibanez and they're going to down you because they own an Ibanez, or they're a Gibson freak and you're playing a China-made Epiphone. It makes no difference. If you like it, that's what counts. And during this whole rant, I'm sure there was people throwing popcorn at the screen and had different opinions in the chat. And I'm 100% on it. If you got a different opinion, put it in the chat. There's going to be someone here that is like-minded, okay, that has the same views. And you might put that little light bulb on somebody else in the chat, or even me, that goes, I never thought of that. Let me revisit what you just said and see if it really makes a difference. And I've learned so much from you guys. It's not even funny. And that's what I'm saying. Pay attention to the chat. I like different opinions, and I try to figure out why they have that opinion. Let me hang this guy back up, guys. I am going to check on the time. Oh my gosh, it's 20 minutes to 11. Now, if you're in California, it's not that way, but I'm on the East Coast. It's 2 hours and 41 minutes, guys. So I hate to say it, but we're going to have to probably end the party. Everyone's going, oh. I have been talking like a little squirrel all night, and my throat is killing me. Um, Hopefully, everyone gets the channel. I see there's 24 people. Word for anyone that hasn't posted, you don't have to be a subscriber to post here. I think coming in, listening, sharing your opinion, and talking, I want this to be just like you walked into a music store 20 years ago and you're just hanging out. That's what we want here. It's not my opinion, it's everyone's opinion. I'm just here facilitating it and talking. And I base what I say on servicing guitars, because that's what I do on the side. And I've played guitar for 30 some years. I haven't played every guitar, I haven't reviewed every guitar. So I base everything on what I've seen. And I just said, I've never played a guitar with a solid stainless steel bridge. I got one coming. I'm going to play it, and hopefully my knowledge and experience will go up just a little bit more because I'll have a little bit more experience with something new to me. And that's why I count on you guys. I haven't played everything. You know, Kurt was on Discord, and Kurt swayed me towards this Mach 6. I listened to Kurt. I listened to what he had to say. I showed him the 3 models I was looking at. And he said, well, this, and think about this. And I sat back and I'm like, you know, that this cat's right. You know, he's nailed it. I should get this one. And that's what I did. So Kurt swayed me towards the Schecter. I was going to get the LTD. I was going to get the LTD. But after listening to Kurt, talking to him on Discord, I'm like, yeah, he's got some good points here. The Schecter is the better buy for both, between the two. So I just want to say thanks to everybody that's come in. Again, without you guys, the chat's not, the stream's not possible. And hopefully this channel will continue to grow and be something for people, other working musicians, other sound reinforcement people, to come in here and hang out and talk products or just what's happened to them in their live performances. I've heard some pretty good stories. Some stuff's like, no way. If you can think that it's never happened, most likely it's happened in a live performance. And listening to some of the conversations, it's quite hysterical. But like we always do, we're going to have 5-minute open chat so everyone can finish their conversations. And I want to thank everyone for participating and coming in. And hopefully we'll see everyone again on Saturday night. And tell your friends. Go make it a point to tell at least one person that we come in here and we hang out on the weekends and on Thursday nights. And let's get this going, guys. All right, here's our 5-minute open chat.